Welcome back to AM Northwest. All right, from setting up stings to exposing horrible construction, our next guests team up with comedian Adam Carolla and turn the tables on shady contractors on Spike TV's Catch a Contractor.
Here's your contract. Here's the canceled check. Says Johnny Lopez right there, doesn't it? Let's go by the Lopez house. Lopez kids taking a shower in a shower that looks like that with electrical wire hanging out in it.
Leave my family out of it.
I'm not gonna leave your family out of it because you didn't leave their family out of it. You put their kids in situations where they're taking a shower and electric 2 feet away from it. What kind of half-ass is that?
We welcome to AM Northwest the stars of Catch a Contractor, Skip and Alison Bedell. Yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah.
So tell us about
Good morning.
Good morning. It's an incredible show you have. I'm curious if you've ever felt, if you've ever worried about your safety at all doing these.
Well, you know, it's interesting. We never really know what's going to happen. You know, when we pull in on these guys and we jump out with the camera crew, it's really the first time they've ever seen us, and it can get pretty crazy sometimes. So, you know,
Skip can handle himself pretty good.
Well, yeah, Skip, as I understand it, you're not only a contractor yourself, but you're a wrestler and you train MMA. So I would think you could probably take on most contractors I've ever hired.
Yeah, that's all true. I have a pretty extensive background in the wrestling and MMA, and I still enjoy doing it. Not much time to train these days with all the filming and everything going on, but so far so good with the contractors. We've had some pretty dicey situations, but no major physical confrontations yet.
All right, Alison, I understand you're
some little ones.
Just a couple of little ones.
You're a private investigator. Explain how the sting works.
Well, the whole idea is to get an appointment with the contractor to have him come to what he believes is somebody's actual home to give an estimate. What he's actually coming to see is not somebody's real house, but it's actual sting house where we have the whole house rigged with cameras. We have camera guys, sound guys, producers, everybody's hidden. So when the guy comes in, we get him where we want him to sit down, wait for the family to come out so they can talk about an estimate. I get them sat down, and then I go get the guys, and then they come out to confront them.
Yeah, and what
Yeah, we come out to confront them, and they're always pretty surprised to see us.
I would imagine, and you presented them the shoddy work they've done on a previous job. What is the ultimate goal? Is it to get them to correct it, to refund money? What are you hoping to accomplish?
Well, the ultimate goal here is that we'd like to try to get them back to the scene of the crime, so to speak, have an opportunity to walk them through all the things that they did wrong, give them some education on how to do it properly to make sure they don't go ahead and do this to someone else moving forward. Obviously, we want to get the family's house back together. We want to get them back in place and so they can move on with their lives. And we want to give the contractor a chance to redeem themselves. But ultimately, the most important thing is to make sure that moving forward, this never happens to anybody else. So in order to do that, we really kind of have to get them back there and beat them up a little bit and show them everything that they did wrong. And they're always reluctant to do it. They're never happy about it. But we give them 3 choices. And the first choice is they can either give back all of the money to the homeowner, which is never really an option because usually it's all gone. The second choice is they can come back and they can fix the house under our supervision. And the third choice, if they don't want to do the first 2, is that we will help the family take them to court and proceed with legal action against them. So usually the option number 2 to come back and fix the house is usually the best option for them. They actually have a chance to make themselves look like they're trying to do the right thing. And what
doesn't always turn out that way, though.
No, you know, what we're finding with these guys, it is really, there's 2 different types of people that we're coming across. Either they're just outright criminals, they never had any intention of doing the job right, and for them, it's kind of just like they're going through the motions by coming back to the house. They just want to get through the process. And then there's some guys that we find that are really, they might have set out to do the right thing, they just got in over their head. They really didn't have the skills to get the job done right. And they seem sincere in that they want to learn how to do it right, and they're looking to stay in the business and perhaps, you know, make sure that they can continue in the right way. So,
Alison, tell us about the house that had the chicken coop project.
It was, yeah. We weren't expecting to have to deal with all of the livestock on top of the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy, he really screwed over that family pretty big. He did everything wrong. He was actually fun to catch after I was doing some surveillance on him, seeing him taking his supplies for the next job. He was going into garbage dumpsters and taking things from other jobs. He would take the broken pieces of other people's jobs and putting it into his truck and then going on to the next job and using it there. So
Wow.
that was the first time I'd ever seen something like
Unbelievable.
that. Yeah, major dumpster diving, and he used those pieces to create whatever it was he did inside of that family's home, which is a complete mess. But in the end, that family actually ended up getting a huge remodel in addition to a big, beautiful chicken coop, which we were all really happy about.
Right.
The chickens were happy and the family was really happy. that was a fun one, though, because behind the scenes, we enjoyed playing with the livestock as well.
Yeah, that particular guy, he had no license, he had no skills really at all, and how he thought he could ever get that job done was just beyond us. You know, when we got there, it was some of the worst work we had ever seen. And what he did is kind of typical with some of these guys. They drastically underbid the job to get it. And most of them have a pretty good talent in that they can, you know, they're good talkers. They're much better talkers than they are builders.
Right, they're
and,
good
you know, so
salesmen.
they get the job, they start the job, and they take as much deposit up front as they possibly can. And then when things start to go south, the homeowners can see, obviously, that the work doesn't look right. I mean, it's plain to even a homeowner to see something doesn't look right here, and then they take off. So he was a real character, that guy.
Now, how do you two get along? You're married and you're working together on this show. I've gotta guess that creates some tension.
No, actually no, because back home, I'm in law enforcement and I'm also a licensed private investigator. He's a contractor at home, so what we do at home is also what we're doing on the air, but the best part about it all is that we get to do it together, and we couldn't even imagine any other place where we would be able to put those two skills together and work together and be together all the time. And so it's actually, we're really lucky. It's incredible to be able to do this, help people, spend all this time together, and do something that we're really proud of together.
It's very fun to watch. So we want to tell folks that Catch Season 2 of Catch a Contractor starts Sunday night at 10 p.m. on Spike. Thank you very much,
Thanks,
you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thanks, guys. I find that just fascinating.